You probably are aware that I have several radios, which is essential when you have a large group. Going off-grid, hiking, fishing, camping, whatever. And one of the features that I was hoping this 890 would provide would be crossband FM to DMR. I have several DMR radios and a dozen or so of other handhelds, and most of them are FM, a couple of D-Stars. The concept is to be able to use all the radios regardless what mode people want to use. And one of the things that I have is TID radios. This was I think the H3 Plus. And let me set this up for, okay, that's how it looks. I want to be able to use this radio with stations that have DMR radios working. So I'm going to transmit on FM, VA6 ALY. Okay, it works. I mean, I have a whole bunch of different models. VA6 ALY. Here's another one. VA6 ALY. I even have the H8. VA6 ALY. I mean, I even already demoed this one here. It's a DMR radio by TID Radio. VA6 ALY. I'm turning off the other radios, and my favorite here. I guess I didn't power it on. And this is D-Star. And technically, I could even have D-Star set up for crossband if I wanted to, but VA6 ALY. And you notice, I love the audio on this radio the best. Now, this is the second, well actually, this is the one that came in yesterday. No issues programming it. In fact, I just plugged in, opened the file, selected the COM port if it wasn't selected, and then did it right. Identical. VA6 ALY. Okay, I'm coming through on DMR, and it's coming through my D890 to my ICOM ID 52 Plus. It works. However, it doesn't always work that easy. Okay, I now have two D890s, and if you notice, NX. So I am in NX mode. If I was to do a transmission on this one, VA6 ALY. Okay. If you notice, I have FM simplex on 145. This radio is set for that. Let's see if it works. VA6 ALY. Yeah, that works. Now, oh, by the way, the two end radios are the 878. And now I'm going to be on private call, digital DMR. As you can see by the display that says dig for digital. VA6ALY. Nothing heard. So DMR to NXDN doesn't work. Depending on the other band, I got simplex, FM works. Let me try one more thing. I'm going to change to a DMR station, or channel I should say. It still says NX, but I know it's a DMR setup. However, in the channel information, both NXDN and channel are shared, so what I suspect, it will just inherit whatever the setting is next to it. So let's find out. VA6ALY. There you go. So if you ever want to mix DMR frequencies with NX, okay, I decided to put a Group 99 DMR and on the other band Group 99. My understanding, it shouldn't work. Let's find out. VA6ALY. No. However, with FM, it seems to work, but not with DMR. Whether that's normal or not, I'm assuming that's normal. Okay, there's one more thing I was going to mention. When using the D890 as a repeater, I'm sure the battery life is quite limited. So you would need to hook it up to an external power supply. The quickest and easiest way is to get one of these. They're cheap. I don't recommend cutting it and then hooking up to your battery. Get a socket, cigarette socket for this one, and hook it to your battery. All my power supplies have a cigarette socket, my 30 amp power supply, so I can hook it up to my power supplies. In other words, it's the AC to 12 volt, or I just plug into my 300 amp lithium battery. Should last a long time. So that's an option if you're gonna use it as a repeater, which is handheld, just to ensure that you don't lose power. For simplex purposes, DMR or FM, it's more than adequate for me. If I didn't have FM or DMR radios and just had NXDN, okay, great. But now with this combination, I do have many options to talk to, either through FM, DMR, D-Star, and NXDN. Okay, so for me, the demonstrations have been successful in that it showed me what I can and can't do, and fortunately for me, everything that I wanted, I can do. Now, there are all sorts of settings that one can play with. You can make changes. You know, I initially turned off all the, the slots, the modes and all that stuff, just to kind of clear up the screen. But when you're mixing modes, it's usually good to have it on. There was a change I have to make. I don't know if you notice. Let me just grab this one. When I'm using dual band, the color code information kind of covers up the number that I had on that corner. Okay, so I moved it over to this corner. So on D890, I have the numbering on the right hand side. On the 878 right now, it's on the left hand side. I may in the end switch all of them to the same side, but we'll see. Just a cosmetic thing in case you make your own screens for your radio. Okay, this rebooted the radios. My understanding, it should boot up to what I had set up in the CPS program. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Great. So, there you go. I guess it's time to play with other radios, and pretty soon RVs and camping and things of that sort. Okay, if you open optional setting and then select a tab called Auto Repeater. Okay, this is for the D890. Okay, and the CPS version 1.04. And way in the corner, bottom right corner, where it says Repeater Whitelist, I have it off. And I would recommend you start off that way until you get familiar. If you put it on, it will basically stop a whole bunch of different talk groups from having access to the unit. And the only way you'll be able to access it is the talk groups that you added to the NXDN contact lists or group lists. Okay? So I'm sure you probably only have one NXDN, so no, why bother, right? So that's the main one right there. Okay? And I would recommend that you go at the end of your channel list when you're first starting off. I decided to use Group 99. Group 99 is groups that people should use when they want to talk to multiple other users on the same frequency. And you need to use color code 1, transmit color code 1, and slot 1. Everybody needs to be the same. So that's the standard. I notice if you were to, for example, use color code 15 or something like that, it may not work properly. I think basically they're only supporting a couple of color codes. At least that's the impression I got when I was playing with it earlier. Okay? So I would recommend doing that, and also creating that same group when you do create one for NXDN down the road. Start very simple, have everything turned off, no PRS and things of that sort, ranging. Create the frequency, simplex frequency. I like to label it as RD when it's digital, RA when it's analog. It's so easy to have the wrong combination and thinking, oh, it's not working, when in reality you didn't dial into the right channel. So labeling is important. I had an interesting experience when I inserted all these and I wrote it to the radio, and the list was not in the same order that was on my screen. In fact, I think one of the items ended up in my APRS zone, even though it looked good on screen. Now, excuse me, the simple solution is you go to export and export CSV file and then import it again. Usually 99% of the time that will fix it. Now, before I did that, I said, let me take a look, and I read back the channels from the radio back to this program. I couldn't believe there was even a blank space in between. So obviously there's some sort of issue with it talking to the radio with the setup that you have it on the screen. I don't know if it's an update issue. It didn't update before it wrote. It's hard to say. But anyways, that's the solution. So if you run into that problem and you go to your repeater group and half of your frequencies are not there, that's probably it. If you've added, for example, these channels in here, be sure you go to zone and add them. Otherwise, it won't show up. You won't be able to access it. So every channel and group of channels, you have to enter into the zone. You don't have to do all of them for a scan, but I just do it just to be consistent. Just in case I decide I want to scan this group. It's all set up, and it's just a matter of adding it in the setting there for the particular channel. So, yeah. And again, I export the channel, I export the scan list, I export the zone, then I import it again. When I'm doing a major change, like let's, for example, I want to rename a whole bunch of channels, groups. I want to alphabetize the list. Well, I export everything, I put it in my database, I run my script, it does it automatically, and then it automatically exports it, and all I have to do is import it, and everything's in order. Sometimes I have to re-import one or two items, especially if there was a lot of changes in the zone or scan list. So that's generally the easiest way to get around. But expect that. You're going to find what looks okay on the screen is not okay when you import it to the radio. And when you suspect that, save what you got and do a read, and then you'll see for yourself what I'm talking about. Okay, I think the video is getting long enough, so I'll stop here, and until next time, again, if you haven't done so, please subscribe. It does encourage me to continue on. I don't think at this moment I'm quite content with the amount of Anytone radios I have. I only have one item on my wish list, and that's a mobile unit. Whether I go with another ICOM 2730 Black Edition or maybe even the ID51. It has crossband capability as far as I know, and the price is cheaper than the Anytone D587. So, yeah, I suspect the ID52 and the Kenwood 750 is going to be a crazy price, something that I never would consider in a mobile. I think if the price of it is more than the excuse me, if the price is more than the ICOM 705, I would buy another 705. I just find it's one of the radios I use the most. Likewise with the ID52 Plus. Okay, take care, have a nice day, and I hope it was informative. Pass the word around. It would be nice for me. Take care. Bye-bye. It would be appreciated. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. Have a nice day.